Welcome to Nevermind the Furthermore. Wait a minute, this music isn't right, the scene isn't right. Hang on. That's more like it. And now it's time for the show for all creatives. Nevermind the Furthermore. Your source for conversation, inspiration, and fun. With your host, Nicholas Anthony Tockert. He's an artist, a writer, a swordsman, and a game designer. He knows how to use the sword and axe in historical battles without anybody getting hurt too much. He's also the Manatee Man, master of marketing. And he may even have a guest or two. One thing, though, to be certain. Just don't call him a cryptid. With that, it's about time for the show. So sit back, enjoy, and have some coffee and chat with us.
Okay, move. Cat. Yeah, music stopped. Calamity. Calamity. Good morning, Nevermorans! I am your 32nd belated host with the most, Mr. Nicholas Anthony Tockert, coming at you over the airways on WNTF, Nevermind the Furthermore. Nevermind the Furthermore is brought to you with the love and support of our good friends over at the Independent Creator Directory. That's indcd.org, your one-stop shop for the best and the brightest authors, artists, and musicians. We're also made possible by sales of... Hi, Dusty. No, we aren't selling Dusty. Although I'll set him up in OnlyFans if you guys want pictures of his feet. The Simple Sword, the Fighting Axe, and the Simple Spear, all part of our ongoing series of Western martial arts manuals designed to help you go from having never handled the sword to teaching the art to others. We're almost through it. Guys. It's one of those days. Hates and hellfire. A dark secret has claimed 2 lives and is hunting an innocent child at the edge of the Appalachian Mountains. Only his aunt, a plucky reporter, her cameraman, and a very odd cat stand against the forces of darkness. And as a special treat, we are brought to you by StompCon. StompCon is a free to the public indie tabletop gaming convention that will be held September 19th, 2026 from 10 a.m. to 8 p.m. Eastern in lovely Fowler, Indiana at the Benton County Co-op Extension, 410 South, 8-Way A. Now, be there. It's coming. You may note I was running late. That would be because I tripped over a cat because I was running late on something else. Those of you who may have been awake in the wee hours of this morning, and hello, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and good night, wherever you are, my friends. Especially you, Twilight. Anyhow, any number of you fine folks who may have been truly insomniacking may have had the opportunity to encounter a random creation stream by yours truly. I couldn't sleep for a while. So what I did is I walked you guys through from inception to digital execution, threw it on the printer, and I told you guys I would finish it up. So, as a brief, my gift to you this happy hump day, we're going to start off. Those who were here got to see me design this little guy. This wonderful little fellow was originally supposed, and I realized, did I really do that? He has a little error. Oh, that's delightful. He has an error that I didn't notice. Oh, that makes him even more cute. Okay. That's what happens when I do stuff live at 2 a.m. I knew I dragged something. Anyway. Well, that means I can just do that. And save this. I can go right through the whole process. Yes, we are going to overwrite that because that little error needs to be gone. And then all I did is export it as a 3D model, both to my documents. Yep. And as I usually do, I export it to my desktop. And that is because it should be saved in at least 2 places while I'm processing. After doing all that, now that I've fixed it, I ran it through MeshLab. Now, MeshLab is a wonderful program that lets me take what my old sketchbook things are and turn them into happy little STLs. It cleans things up. It was free. It has all sorts of other tremendous versatilities, but it takes, I'd have to pay a service for just the ability to switch it, which is stupid. So then it comes to that. Then, once it's translated, which I forgot to update that. One moment. Now I have to actually update what I was looking at. Import mesh. Yeah, I gotta fix this because I caught an error. And since I caught an error, yeah, I will say, okay. Okay, cool. Now, he's still you know what? I bet I know what happened. I bet when I saved it on the desktop, that's really weird. It does not want to let go of this version. Anyway, that could be something I get to orbit with. Which it's going to be one of these. Let me see. Let's see how far. I want to see which one it is. Aha! Now I don't know if I got it right. Say okay. Shoot! You know what it did? It booted the old one in. Okay, cool. Anyway, this is what I spent hours doing. And this is the process that I go through every darn time. Okay, it's fixed there. Say copy as. Let me do this. Fixed. Live to. Oh, did I space that? Fixed. Project final, bootleg, backup, fixed, final copy. No, live to my shame. Okay, cool. Now we've done that to a proper name that in no way, shape, or form will come up to bite me in the butt. And we will save copy as. Did I save it? We'll go desktop. I'm just double checking so I don't have to come back here. BSR1. I see what happened. Cancel. That's one. Now we're going to try this again. Now we are going to import mesh. Oh, wait, actually. I want this to not have a new problem. So here we go. Import mesh. I ask you to go one of two classes. That's the original. But I don't want the original. And it's so we'll go document. And then we will switch this to date. We'll group by date. Did it again. Well, anyway, while I basically rage on for no apparent reason, I'll throw that in. Now, and that's literally an honest look of what my process looks like. And I'm, like I said, I'm kind of glad it didn't work out. Yes, you don't need to look at all my garbly gook with reference art and Nick, clean up your desktop. Not today. Anyway, do that. Now we're all set. That gives you a little bit of this. I ran this off last night, and you can tell this is the one because it has the slight error. Now, any other time, I might be annoyed. Look, it clears up for the error. Now I'm going to slowly turn it, and it fusses out for all the good. Tell me that's not. But this little dude, and he's definitely going to get a workup. There we are. We rendered together. And the little hat was Dan Hollifield's suggestion. I think I understood the assignment. But this is now Real Mini. And once I fix that little piece, which now I'm really tempted just to leave on there because that's lore, I was out spray painting this. And it took me approximately 30 seconds longer than it should have. So mea culpa. But I designed that yesterday. I did that one this morning. This guy, I'm still trying to figure out. There we go. Anyway, still trying to figure out the lines. And this was all done slapdash. The spray paint is Rust-Oleum 2X white primer, some of the best stuff on the planet. No, I am not sponsored, but dear heavens, would I love to be. As with yesterday, Tuesday continued the trend of me having the Midas if he were a manure set salesman touch, where basically everything was turning to poop. But I decided I was done with that. And instead of living there too much, I put my frustrations into designing new mech. This was supposed to be an anti-aircraft turret. It instead ended up one of the cutest little dudes I've ever designed. And I kind of unabashedly love the little guy. So he'll be toddling onto big stompy robots fields. Beyond that, and some medical errors, I accidentally made one of the easiest units to clean the excess off of I've ever done. So I'm very pleased with that. Okay. I have to admit to a slight med error last night. I did not get my allergy med, which means I'm going to be extra snuffly, and I apologize for that. But that's not the end of the world. We keep on trucking. I play with my cards open up, face up for all of you guys to see. Because I want you to. SketchUp 7. Let me get this because there's some stuff stuck. Actually, cat hair. I wonder how a cat hair in my household could get integrated with the paint of a miniature. I have no idea, but almost all of them have it. Well, this is almost dry enough to handle. Yeah. Just get some of these cat hairs off of there. Nice. It is Wednesday, so we are going to do art. I just let you behind the scenes. Normally there's more music and more frustration. My apologies to Dan because I was playing the included Feeding the Ducks from StreamYard. And that's because when I'm doing a couple of reasons. When I'm doing something that I consider a one-shot that I'm not sure will be received well, or I may mess up, I tend not to use my best music because I don't ever want him associated with negative things. And two, I don't listen to the tune Feeding the Ducks. It has a very clear, almost metronome beat that has become almost an indicator to me to go into a flow state and just work on stuff. So it's not something I listen to as much as I sometimes sync up with. That being said, I will be speaking to Dan about getting new music because I believe he will lather me with, praise and good treatment, which Lord knows I have no tolerances for that sort of thing. All right. What we're going to do, I'm going to pop through the comments real quick, and then we'll get into where we are because I'm way behind, as always. Now, one caveat. Now, I don't believe anyone in my chat will do this, but I like to give fair warning. It's a paladin thing. And I still have some horrible, horrible leftover habits. I assume by now most of you have heard, if not all of you, that Dolly Parton has passed. This is one of the two that I knew would absolutely hit me hard. Very rarely does a celebrity hit me hard, but I've literally had a crush on Dolly Parton my entire life. As in, like, as a 4-year-old, I wanted her to babysit me. I loved that woman. And she was the sterling example of not only good faith and good humor, but of a strict adherence to authenticity of oneself. In all honesty, I have not really been fully okay with that hitting on top of a few other things. So it is something I have successfully endured. But during times like this, there's always somebody who will dig and dig and dig through the muck to try to find something because they want to destroy the memory of a beloved figure. It always happens. And this time I'm going to say I don't care. On such earth-shattering levels, the mind boggles. Further, if somebody tries to pull that, I don't want that kind of person in my world. This is the first, last, and only warning that anybody along that line of thought or discussion will get from me. I am not going to be depressed. I am not going to let that fully impede me because, frankly, I believe that would upset her. So I'm going to keep on trucking. But between that and thinking of my buddy Ben, who 20 years ago, 25, I hung out with and made big stompy robots a thing. Well, he didn't. No. I made it a thing. He encouraged me. I want to keep the phrasing straight on that, but seems like there's a lot of loss this time of year. And one more notification of potential loss. I genuinely don't know if I'm streaming Friday. It is my birthday, and I do not know if the normalcy of streaming will make me feel better, or if my wife is going to want to do something. I, in the past, had rather grand plans and examples, but this year I did not. So, with that, we're going to get right back into the chat. Thank you for your time on that. And good morning, Nick. Nick will get watch hours, but I will be asleep. Well, you are beloved anyway. Sorry, we missed you, Nick. Hey, Angelina, I hope you're well. And hey, Foxy, how you doing? You doing good, Foxy? You guys staying safe? Good. Hello. Hey, Grant. In case we are missed at the doctor's checkup later. Hey, it's appreciated, Carl. And good luck. And they asked me if I wanted to work till 2 last night and then be back at work 8 and turn them down. Never do that. Never, ever work that kind of shift. That's garbage. I used to get pressured into working 4-hour turnarounds. That means I was off the clock 4 hours between shifts. It damaged me. So I'm proud of you, Grant. And before I forget, I do need to run an ad, and I believe this campaign is still very much active. So,
greetings, ghouls and boils. I'm the Ghoul Master, a loving homage to horror anthology narrators of yesteryear. Wait, I'm an homage? Why didn't anybody tell me? You'll hear from my agent about this. But first, let's get to the heart of the matter. We're finally collecting all 3 volumes of Memoirs of the Morbid in one convenient collection. If you haven't heard of Memoirs of the Morbid, it's a black and white homage to horror anthologies from the 40s and 50s. There's that word again. I better not find out homage is an insult. Anyways, this collection contains 14 stories and over 150 pages. We've added a whole new section of supplemental material with several new pinups. This collection is so gigantic, it could probably be the murder weapon in one of our stories. Don't worry, I won't tell. Just wipe the blood off my pretty face when you're done.
nope, that really, it is holding on to that file hard. We are going to blast through the comments, and we'll get back into it. Hey, Donna. And can't blame you on Grant. Some of my coworkers love those shifts, though. They need the money. I need my sleep. That's something you learn. Thanks, Foxy. It's a yearly wellness check. More annoying than anything. Well, I'm sorry they go through it. And yeah, are they younger? Yep. Oh, I know everyone needs their luck against doctors. That's why they can sleep when they're 30 or so they think. We all learn. I'm very lucky with mine so far. So good. Glad to hear it. Sorry, I got the hiccups going. Once in a long time, it's like them. Working nights and days at different jobs. I used to work 3 at a time. At any given point, I always had 2 jobs. And that's not counting my side gigs. Getting old. Can't work as hard as I used to. Hey, Nick. Hey, Donna. Memoirs of the Morbid pre-launch is going well. About halfway to goal of 100. Excellent. We like Heather. That's why I followed her to Rossville. She listens to me and knows that I know my body and what it's been through. Feel that, Grant? List of things I used to be able to do but no longer can is distressingly long. And good morning, hits the snooze bar. Yeah, Dave, I understand why. So the list of things I shouldn't do, but I do anyway. Yep. Okay. I don't know. Please follow my Kickstarter. Yes, we are. I always promote your Kickstarter, Grant. Cats have taken control. Yeah, basically. Hey, Dave. Cats are always in control. Yep. Oh, here I am. After having my morning drink, I am cold. Gee, I wonder why. Yeah, 2 a.m. Isn't as fun as it used to be. No, it isn't. Saw Nick's late night 3D modeling last night. Yep, control is just an illusion, except for cats. Everyone controls their world. If anyone controls their worlds, it's cats. Big, strong, stompy pen holder. Yeah, I need to design one of those for you. Is the show going for you guys? Going with the 3 print? Okay, I guess I have to reload my page once the show starts now. That's been happening because they're setting it up to try to prevent people from simply getting on and leaving. Because if they do it that way, they don't get artificial views. I couldn't eat 2 donuts at once now. Too sweet. Oh, at once now. I understand. But I could after eating an entire container of fruit in one setting. Well, that happens. Sent the finished PDF of Memoirs of the Morbid to a comic book publisher that I've been chit-chatting with since a meeting at the convention. Oh, good. Random question, y'all. Has anyone who rubbed Firefox or making? I can't remember. There was something going on with Firefox in tech news, and I remember it being mentioned. God, I wish I could remember what it was. Read 3 problems and liked them, so I see why he wouldn't like the collected edition. I'm still very nervous. I use Chrome. Yeah, I live in the Google environment right now. Asking Taskmaster to get my mouse working. That's odd. Edge. I understand that. That's very cool. Waits for cat to knock stomping robot. Also, doctor wasn't too concerned on my knee since I dislocate so easy. So I was doing the right stuff. Asked if I wanted phys therapy. Yeah, when you've done it enough. Turns out I had dislocated my elbow, my arm at the elbow a little bit again. It popped back and I feel much better, so I have to tell that to Mandy. Which is probably not until they figure out what my heart's doing. Yeah. I use Chrome and Firefox, have it no lagging. Mine bogs down to the point if my mouse goes all erratic, might have to reinstall to see if I have a bug. You might. And you may have one of those bugs where they're trying to force you to upgrade. One of my friends also had trouble with lagging, so I figured I would pull the room. Dolly was a sweetheart. We have a Dolly Days festival around here, near here in Ringgold, Georgia. She got married there. Actually, half west of Northwest Georgia got married there. Makes sense. Yeah, we need to discuss the passing of a national treasure. Yes, this one hits harder than many celebrity deaths. And good morning, Chris Walker. And everyone, happy hump day to all. Dolly Parton was a gift to the world and kept on giving from Smoky Mountains and across the nation to the world she loved. She was loved. Yep. Hey, guys. Yeah, even though I can't stand country music, Dolly had a huge warm heart. She did. And with the vastness of her songwriting, there'll be something in there you genuinely like. And there's a lot of stuff she had her hands in that nobody knows about, or very few. Feel the way I did when Betty White died. Probably the way I will when Willie Nelson goes. it's tough, even though you know it's coming at some point. I'm going to tell you something about Willie Nelson right now. I'm not going to be that upset. And no, not that I didn't love him. One of the first songs I ever sang was On the Road Again, but badly and without all the words. Again, small child. But Willie Nelson is a member of a group called the Highwaymen, amongst other things. And as anyone who has listened to their music knows, the Highwaymen, through reincarnation or other supernatural means, are essentially immortal, and thus I am at peace. Always. Remember once in school, high school, for being teased for being fat, I retorted that I had the same measurements as Dolly, and at the time I did. I might have to knock the green room myself for a moment. Anyway, I'm going to barrel through because if I don't, I will. That made the others back up. Felt like behind my back. She would have too. Can't remember who said it, but somebody said, how hot must have Jolie been if... I know one thing. I'm notorious for saying, what the heck was she bringing to the table? She loved everyone. She accepted queer community before it was a mainstream thing to do. Yeah, she accepted just about anybody who wasn't a true douche waffle. Angelina, everybody who knew her said, what you saw is what you got. She was that personality 24/7. Jolene must have been... Nope. Jolene was based on an interaction with a flirty, I believe, bank teller. I regret now that we'll never see the movie where Dolly and Elvira play estranged sisters who team up to save the day. Dolly will be missed. Everything that she was a part of will be treasured. Yeah. Now I'll warn you all. When the Mistress of Darkness goes, do not expect a lot of tolerance for shenaniganry of a negative sense for me. I won't be in a good place. I love that about her. And there's the ad for Memoirs of the Morbid. It's in the chat. It's a great ad. I hope that all recordings, media, and things will be purchased, shared, and kept alive. See, that's the thing. Dolly has a vault that she's been feeding songs into forever. Allegedly 3,000 unheard Dolly Parton songs. And there are orders about how they are to be released, why, and where I believe the money is supposed to go. See, Miss Dolly had some business that she took care of. The Imagination Library, Dollywood, a few other things. And danged if she wasn't taking care of business right to the very end. And for her, that meant taking care of her people. And that's a beautiful thing. May not have a huge fan of country music, but she was so much more than that. More applications. Excellent. Things are getting done. All understood and knew that those who weren't loved or didn't get to experience love and caring need it more than those who experienced it. Heart the size of the Smokies. Yep. Good job, Sarah. I'm sorry you're job hunting, Sarah. It's a rough outing. I'm the only person in my house who's currently employed. Well, it's also regional and skill set. There are ways, and in Sarah's case, if she can get enough to get started, she's the potential for several side hustles that could help too. You're right. Oof. Okay, try not to burn yourself out. Before you got here, I mentioned to turn the working ship down today. I don't blame you all. Hi, Grat. Hi, Sarah. I figured it was Indigo. 4 horsemen. And yeah, they'll be around and around and around. Danke. A lot going on in the background for context. I don't always share with everyone for assumptions that happen, but 100% on it. Hi. It will get better. My nephew, heart. Yeah. He decided to step on me, my keyboard. Just about that sounds about right. Elvira was late night TV. She is, and yes. Yep. Did you see what she asked for instead of flowers? Send donation money to her charities. Yep. Eternal. And that's where I'm going to hold on. Saw a message from her nephew that told us her legacy was intact and would be carried on. It's a real tearjerker. I'm certain it was. I love her. Though her taste in music. Yeah. Sarah, there are certain things we know about you. We know you have a deep-seated hatred for country music. I have some suspicions why and why hating it is so important to you. But I appreciate that you are staying above that for the purpose of this one. Really, I do. 70s Dolly and movie 9 to 5 were my favorite. Good choice. 9 to 5 is great, but the film The Best Little Whorehouse in Texas is, oh my gosh, epic. And as soon as, literally, as I'm saying this popped up. An action or essential. Yep. It was a great film for movie. See, I do not understand, and I'm going to get on my soapbox here. I'm going to get my soapbox here, and I'm going to offend some folks. What happens between two or more consenting adults, that means they have to be able to consent, where no one is damaged emotionally or physically, I don't see it as an ugly thing. I don't see it as something terrible. It's only that way because it's leveraged as a means to devalue people as trade stock. And I think that whole situation is pretty damn terrific. And frankly, as a man who is very much attracted to women, Miss Dolly in that number could stop a clock. Although my favorite song in that movie, believe it or not, is not Miss Nona's No-No Rules. Although I do love Miss Nona's No-No Rules. The whole nothing dirty going on. But oh god, that politician. The guy's played a Southern politician in any movie that needs a Southern politician of a certain breed and standard. I like to do a little two-step. Oh god, you need to listen to it, even if you can't stand it. 9 to 5 was a comedy. The first time I can recall that dealt with, yes, it was sexual harassment. She was and did. And she was gorgeous in that. Suspicions, just in case my family is too country. It's okay. No, I'll listen to just about any genre of music in moderation. Is Nick talking to rock? My friends. X-Rock 95.7. No, yes, I like rock. I like classic rock. I like, it's real easy. I like everything from Mozart to Mudvayne. I do tend, as a rule, to orbit around music that relaxes me. And that can be incredibly mellow stuff. I do believe, for example, that, Astrid and her last name, not Gertrude. Anyway, her version of The Girl from Ipanema, is necessary because the pace of that song always slows me down, and it's always the rhythm I need to find the groove to, in certain parts of the Indiana area, not hit any stoplights. If I can keep myself thinking at the rhythm of da 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 da, that that will get me through a remarkable amount of things without me over or underdoing anything. Being growing up in the Chicago region, far edge of greater Chicagoland, if you talk to the right folks, I got exposed to good blues very early, smooth jazz very early. I grew up listening. Dad's old school, so it was his radio. So I grew up on a lot of folk music from the 60s and 70s. That all being said, I am behind on current modern pop just because I get bad radio reception. So, but usually if I hear something, I like it. However, there is a distinct point where an algorithm was actually developed to make songs that feel automatically nostalgic. And give me just a second. Post the development of that algorithm, especially in like newer country music, you will find you could cut and swap whole sentence chunks, and they will all sound the same. So I tend to like older country. I liked Marty Robbins before the Big Iron meme started. Okay. But I'll offend some other people. The hate on Nickelback is garbage. Okay. They're a great band. They always produce. They're reliable. I think they have a new one. And I like that garage sound sometimes. Kind of grungy garage. Nickelback, Creed. But then again, Creed's Clearwater Revival and the Allman Brothers can show up. Tennessee Earl Ford. And for a while, I considered Amy Lee my second wife because I spent so much time trying to get through my final semester of college where I had to write a 20-page paper every single week and multiple 5 and 10 ones in between that I just had the Fallen album on repeat. And I would sit in the cafeteria and I would type till my hands swelled up to bang my way through all of those. It was intense. It was a proper crucible. And I don't regret it at all. By chance, I required more philosophy, more psychology, and I was given 2 courses to take. Well, among the options, 2 that interested me. Social movements, which was the mechanics of how social change happened, and economics and social stratification, which is very much economic stratification. Literally understanding what it means to have the haves and the have-nots. Because at the time I had a theory I was calling economic feudalism, which stated that due to the tremendous egos of the powerful and elite and the necessity to have generational power, we are slowly falling back as a country and probably as a world into a position where that is the norm, and we will be just like serfs to our corporate liege lords. I was talking about that in 95, 97. While I am always deeply saddened by current events, have you ever noticed I'm not deeply surprised? Yeah. Not a bit on modern country or rap. Okay. Wu-Tang Clan has its place forever. It is what it is. I have some history. Coolio has some history. Gangsta's Paradise is one of those songs that actually has deep and powerful meaning to me. And Devil Went Down to Georgia's just rap with a southern accent. Oh, anyway. Although right now I'm never going to be able to hear it unless I want to cross my AI border, which I won't. Or I can get that Vincent, oh God, what's his name? The guy who does mashups. I want to hear Godsmack's Voodoo, but with accompaniment or covered by The Who. Not WHO, but HU, the Mongolian throat singers. Personally, like anyone else who may. Oh, yeah. Apologies to Whitney Houston. No. She did a great version of that song. And it had a very different meaning. True. But no. I'm not even going to spoil the history of that one. I'm going to get teary-eyed. Wagner Porter did not know what a lucky man he was. But I'm not going to get into that. Go. I'm like, my brother. Yes, you are. Foxy, epic. All right. Whitney Houston made a lot of people mad when she declared that song was hers. Oh, she was out of line. I think Dolly took the funds from the remake and used it for good. That's what she did. ABBA to ZZ Top. Let's go. Rest in peace, Frank Beard. Shoot. John Mellencamp. Yeah. But that means my random aux files can get real random. Also, my father shows a lot of us did different types of music and cinema, so we were well-rounded as adults. It worked on one of us. That's awesome. Right, true. If you ever see a playlist by mine, especially if I'm working, and it is called Dark Motivational or Dark Motivational Reborn or something like that, my wife made the mistake of trying to work listening to that to mow the lawn. And she came running in. She went, "What is wrong with you? Are you okay?" What? This is terrible. This is depressing. Are you okay? I'm like, yeah. This gets you to get stuff done. Right time of night, right time of mood. Yeah. I like some of every music genre, I think. I like older country, too. Used to think I didn't like blues and jazz. Oh, my God, certain types of artists. Justin Johnson. Man, I'm nearly an hour into my show, and I haven't even put pen to paper, but I don't care. Delta blues and bebop. Absolutely. I like a little everything. There are some things I won't support often. Oh, that's true. I've kept salvaged a Beach Boys ticket stub. Oh, God, from 98. Oh, I hate that. That's great for you. Got feed. Hey, you get ready, do what you do. Skip Guy, Bessie Smith, Robert Johnson, Buddy Guy, Coltrane. All right, let's go. Charlie Parker, Gillespie, Monk. Yeah. He's a sweet one of the parents. Always been a thing of various shenanigans. Radio station I grew up just played everything. Okay. The Michigan City radio station literally played anything they could afford to get their hands on. So it was almost all B-sides and golden oldies. But Michigan City, while incredibly urban and modern in several ways, is also very much a town of published history. And I'd been away for several years, and I ended up moving back. And I was sitting, and I'll never forget, I was sitting at the Taco Bell on Franklin across from the now derelict Marquette Mall. And I'm sitting there, and some fairly modern number had just passed by. And then this voice comes on. It's noon on a Sunday in Michigan City. You know what that means? It's polka time. And all the young people scattered out of that place. And I'm just sitting there with an old dude laughing. Oh, God. Buddy Holly, playing on Buddy Guy, the Lucha radio station. Seems like Little Red Corvette. Ooh. He's still touring, man. Went to see him 15 years ago in Wichita. Nathan got sick very quickly, and we got there. We had to go after. Oh, that's tragic. Glad to know he still have a chance. Back when he was burning epic concert. Okay. WKMT before the. Now, I actually, one of the first digital radio stations ever was, it so powerfully influenced on me that most episodes, I start my stream with something about WNTF. Now, the reason I do it in that tone is WNUA, not smooth jazz, WNUA 95.5, hosted by Ramsey Lewis, coming at you over the airwaves. Oh my God, was that influential? Oh, that and news radio 1080? No, 1020. Because at midnight or 2 o'clock, they'd switch over to the old radio shows, and I could listen to the shadow. My first job was at WKMT. Wrote and gave news broadcast on the hour. Oh, that's cool. Okay, Rogers line. Yep. Call them up. See, my problem is I don't even track the names of most musicians. I just jam with it. But it's nearly an hour. I'm going to run an ad. We're going to get switched over, else I'll never have any art done. But, this musical interlude has been a delightful opportunity, and I thank you for it. And we'll be having a lot of music by Mr. Dan Hollifield. But since I don't have the new ad, alrighty. I'm going to get cruising with some of Dan Hollifield's finest music. Wait a second. Energetic particles. We're going to, again, pardon my slip, guys. We are going to review one of these guys. We're just going to knock something out. Let's see. Airbrush. It's a little purplier. Oh, let's just. Keep it clean. Keep it calm. Not cloud in the sky. Just a little bit of light, almost visual stuff. I'm over here. Drop down to about 40. Add ourselves a new layer. I have no small amount of love for the Appalachian Mountains. I have no small amount of respect for the Appalachian Mountains. And I have had actually some very nice times this way. I can't even tell you where this was, but I remember looking out and the Smokies were looking up to them. I'm doing hard club. We had just pulled off the side of the road. It's fairly early. And we were on our way somewhere. Well, I mean, we're in the Smokies, so it's that trip. I don't think we were near 54 track camp. It's been many, many years. But okay. I'll leave just enough so I can remember where that hill is. So I'm just going to fill this guy out. Because again, we're just going to end. I'm not stressing on this one. Now this is from the very, very windswept pieces of my mind, so accuracy is not really going to be a thing. But you can't walk on the keyboard. Sir, did you just... How did you do that, sir? How did you turn my normal layer into a vector? How did you do that? How did you congratulations, you just undid my work. You are an ass. You stepped on the keyboard and hit some key command. Now I can try to figure out what you did. Because it's not even letting me undo it. Wow. Thank you, Dusty. That was a dick move, sir. He's been wanting to pull that one off for a while. Guess we're starting over. Let me get the comments back up. Yo, I'm glad you use your power for good. Relax. Seriously, you need to. Wind up getting... No helium hand. Both. Clear page. Yeah, no, he did something because yeah. Power of that feline. Listen, goodbye. It help. You work harder. Help. Dang, your work's not easy. Good source, Mom. Okay, so I guess we're starting over. I'll just flip the different flip. Anyway, thank you for making that journey into my past that was very memorable and fairly important to me, a little bit of a kick in the teeth, Dust. Yeah. Christopher had to go for a... Oh, yeah. You stay down. Yeah, you know. You know you done goofed. And I have to start over. Absolutely. Very good. Keep on trying. Like, Nick, didn't you start with it light? Yes, I did. Aren't you start with it light? Not yet. What I love is, if you look at the places that are most active in the world for cryptozoological interest, you will find the vast majority of them have ties to the mountain range formed by the welding of Africa to what is Africa now to North America, and where it then split off later into Scotland, into chunks of Africa and the Appalachian Mountains. They were all one place if you go back long enough. Gotta make you wonder, how interesting was that when that was all one big party? Where'd the kiddos go? The cats? No, they got boosted. They're about to get severely booted. Dusty did me a dirty, and I'm not happy. But it did force me to do this with perhaps a little more thought pressure. So I'm not going to take it out on it too much. That, and everyone knows I'm making absolute sucker. Still using this big fat brush. Simple texturing. Let's spend more time near the Rockies because, well, my old man likes the Rockies a lot more. When I lived on the West Coast, the Cascades and the Pacific Mountain Range, anyway, were they were too close to really trigger the traveling button from my old man. And now they're too far. It just became an odd window. I do have a request. If anyone who lives on the West Coast happens to hear about a lot of odd oarfish sightings, let me know. Do this. Let the texture kind of tell the story. Don't trust the fog that moves against the wind, boys. Now we're checking it out. So that's going to let me really break in the dark down there. Trees going up in the valleys and the crooks. College. It's been a long. I mean, I haven't thought about this view at all. 30 plus years, 35. I mean, I've thought about it from time to time. Not like this. You know, every once in a while, my memory will throw me a bone. Be like, hey, yeah, remember you used to do stuff. This. Hey, you take it easy, Bactress. What thing? Back to brush. Remember when I said there won't be any clouds? That might not be good. Okay. If I put this at normal, I can get that, which is almost perfect. It was. We're getting there. That's good. That's good. Like that. I think it does need some clouds in the background now that I know what I'm aiming for. But they need to be some really high angle. Fellas just kind of pass them all through. You like that? Not perfect. Not bad. Now, add another layer. One multiply. We're going to play with the lighting a bit, so of course, bear with me. Much. Now, Uh, I don't know if Creatives at Play is going to be a thing. That's kind of hit or miss. You'll have to ask Dawn, who has not been able to show up. Or hi, where are you going? Does Repton not have it? Okay, yeah, you know you do. It's a little sushi. It's a little sushi. But not bad. Hold on. Okay. Do the same thing. Just a bit darker. There we go. Now I've got the tool set. Because now I can get the dawn coming in, the light coming in. Much less options. Not so hard. It would be Creatives at Play. It would be Creatives at Play at 8 o'clock if it were normal. Although with Joey working like he is and Trey working like she is, I have no idea who's going to do that. I don't see much people. I might need to close one. Oh, good. 8 p.m. Eastern, I think. Hold on. I actually can solve this problem. It is 8 p.m. Eastern, 7 p.m. Central. ADCD's Creatives at Play with Joe, Rich, Bladed Thesis, Foxy, Dawn, and Trey. Occasionally some other folks get on there. But I've already got 4 hours under my belt today by the clock, so I think we can just call that. Guys looks radically different when I look from my monitor with the light backlighting to what you guys see. It's kind of cool. It's a bit of sorcery like that. But I don't know. I don't know how long I can do this. Oh. Well, I kind of like the heavy brush strokes. It's not accurate, but it's emotive. And sometimes emotion and emotiveness matters. Okay. And we will say morning still tomorrow. The date, 31st. Cool. I may come back and revisit it. It's got potential. But I actually carried a lot of the emotions I needed to carry. No, I'm gonna. This one calls for the treatment. This one calls for the framing. Oh, it's a little excessive. That is on the wrong layer. The first three go better. Drop that down. 8. Here, add a new layer. I'm gonna have to save this, but it'll want me to save it. I don't know. These little tricks of mine don't impress you guys much anymore. And that's okay. Don't really want my name to be bright on this one. Okay. Anyway, so what is it? Yeah, I need to fix that. Been a while since I've done one like this. So. Wow. What's in the layer? Man, I'm feeling it today, guys. Alrighty. That's a good one. It's a good one. A bit classic. Playing with some mountains, playing with just a vibe. Angle's a little off, but it works. Wow. And we'll take a moment. Where's my coffee? I must have. We'll stop the music. I'm trying. I wasn't joking when I said that I'm going to have to fight this one. But, yeah.
In 1948, a man was found dead on the beach. But he hadn't just washed up. Oh no, he was very nicely propped up against the seawall, very well dressed. But there were no labels in his clothes. They had all been cut out. Very mysterious, the police thought. And then they found, rolled up in his pocket, a piece of paper from a novel that said Tamam Shud. When they finally traced it, it came back to the Rubaiyat of Omar Khayyam. But it got even more strange, because in the back of the book, when they found that it had been torn out of, there was a code, a secret code that has not been cracked to this very day. When they finally found his suitcase, it had a mysterious jumble of items, some which were very hard to explain. Also in the back of the book was the phone number of a very mysterious nurse. What did she have to do with the death of the Somerton man? Find Death and Love Down Under, a novel by Carl Witzman, on Lulu.com, in both ebook and print format.
Okay. This time I at least backed it up. Okay. Ha ha. No chair seat for you. Now, we're going to go and do this. And we can go here. My vibe isn't there. Need to fix something. Alrighty. Working out. Gotta get the music on or I'll start singing. And if I start singing, everybody loses. No one wants that. Quitting time. Should really surprise me. Fall is coming, but I have. How are you? Just get right into it. One of the hardest things for me doing what I do is knowing that my art will always be a week behind. So it's affecting me so heavily now. It will affect me, but not in the same way. There's that word again. I don't want to put up with that. Not that I'm not trusting. That's not bad. That's not. We'll see if that's getting through my system. Might not be. Okay. trouble through that. Might not work. A lot of fun. Right. I'm dumping it in. Somehow, that makes it more black and white than pink and black one. That's not bad. Come on, Nick. Come on. Hand's too shaky. That has nothing to do with blood sugar or anything like that. Look at that. There we go. Is it perfect? Nah. Does it do justice? Not really. Oops. But gotta spell it that way, I don't want to do it. But nope. That'll do. That one wasn't for. That one wasn't for that. That one was for. That was for me. I can occasionally do that on my show. Yeah. I enjoyed doing it. But okay, separate from my there's been another terrible celebrity death. Fortunately, one of all-time greats, Tim Curry, passed away. So it's going to be one of those where we just kick Nick in the... Okay. Okay. power of hell no compels you. And yeah, I am going to need some spooky music from Mr. Hallfield at some point. Okay, yeah, I know how I want to do it. Whew! Guys! Yep. Let's go! That's enough. That's absolutely awesome. Not understand why some 80-year-olds live and some 80-year-olds don't. Making me real nervous about the age of my parents. No. Get my way. Yep. Have enough done. That will be the start of the notices telling me that temporary is passed. I'll be getting those for a while. Yep. go. Sorry, guys. Of late, I've taken a couple hits to the breadbasket. Even I occasionally get a little quiet. Yeah. Yeah, that's enough. Oh, you know it's bad when my Flexi gets a hold of me that hard. Fred's Blood-Tinged Tide is a reference to a poem, I want to say, by Yeats. Anyway, yeah, bang that one. See if this even works. I think. I gotta do one more. So I don't feel right doing an homage to Dolly and using it as an ad. Need a minute. We'll take it. Which means The newsprint I first started drawing on was a lot like this. No, it's not making any sense. No. And that's okay. We'll have to do this anyway because it's almost long. I'm not sure. Somewhere, Ryan K. Morris is drinking. Pumpkin spice stuff. He's at least drinking pumpkin spice stuff. What if I got quiet on you guys? What happens when I'm really not pushing buttons? Supposed to have some deliveries coming in. Very excited about them. One of them is electric shower, electric inline water heater. Water heater went out again, so we've been boiling that water for a whole hand, letting it get dried out. Yeah. Like cooled off and mixing it with cool water on a hot plate. Should do something more stop color. This. Sometimes you just gotta do a little free art just to cheese the haters.
Yeah, but it's in contact line.
I think that's what happened. You've had enough blows at this point. No, I'm not doing prep one. Not today. Nudge. Yeah, Berlin. Trying to get back tomorrow. Good. the sketches today. I normally am a lot more animated, a lot more. But nothing about today has been a normal day. And I haven't had a normal week. Wait, stretch. Hold on. Appreciate the folks who stick around for these shows, especially the days where I'm not. So, thank you. Yeah, there we go. In fact, a lot of people are pinging me all the time. done with this one. I like this layer. I'm getting tired, you guys. I'm feeling it. But late night is catching up with me. But it's not stopping me. I'm done. Be smart. You're going to run a break. Let my eyes look at something other than that. I will be back after these messages from our other programs. All right, I'm hydrated. Just sort of starting to get back into feeling the mode. I was not ready for what happened there. So I got a little rowdy. Need some more music. Yeah, I'm gonna have to ask Dan for some spooky Halloweenish music and some sci-fi battle-y music, at least for the vibes. Okay, what else do we need? I mean, I'm just trying to break back into the spooky oogie vibe. I love the pumpkin staff. Pumpkin staff is like almost divinely inspired. I feel it needs something. So I'm going to erase that because I need to keep that at least having it in the same vibe. Because the real fear is unpainted minis. Shameless promotion? Absolutely. Now. Oh, my nose! We're going to see if I can get this to work the way I want it to. It may not. If it doesn't, I will go back to something a little closer to what I normally do. But right now I'm in a very particular mood. Yep, perfect. I just gonna have to really work to master it. Oops. Whoops. I'm looking for that classic vibe. I just need a different tune. I'm throwing down. Okay, probably. Yes, I'm trying to get that watercolor over pencil vibe. I know, it's a shocking thing to try to do, but what to do? Man, it's already like this paper pen. There we go. So, there we are. Okay. And we're that very classic. Just getting the picture down. Up and about. No. I need to leave that one dark. Much as I want to white like that. That would be well. Arrogant breathing. First Amendment. I'm going to say what I've got to say about a lot of things in this world. But I'm not going to allow a level of cruelty that I've noticed lately go at least addressed. I know a lot of things are going on, but a lot of people feel bad. I'm not going to lie, I'm one of them. But we must never let the weight of the burdens that we carry become burdens for others if they are unjustly on the wrong way. And I did. I did that all on the wrong layer. Okay, cool. I think so. A lot of messages coming up. No white belt, right? The trick with the watercolor brush to get what I want is to not let up. It's the perfect opposite of how I do watercolors in the real world. And how I've learned to do art as a digital artist to make it it's a very high risk, questionable reward method. I don't usually use it. My friends, when it works, and trust me, it doesn't occasionally work. See, I realized something. I'm going to do my art. I'm going to do my conventions, sell stuff at my table, make new minis. There's very, very little in the world that can prevent that. If that's what I want to do. There's no forgiveness in this stuff. There's absolutely no room for anybody's color. Let me find this thing over there. What am I going to do? Which I cannot do. And it all looks nicer, doesn't it? elusive, very dedicated to your country. But that one I just slipped on. That's pure slip accident. Well, no, Stuart! Hi! Sudden impact Stuart cam. Alright, you said I've done enough work. Alright. We're all taking a break for Stuart. You can shoulder cap. Shoulder. Shoulder cap. I can walk. Okay. What do you have to do with shoulder? You think you can shoulder cap? Right. Oh, cat. You want down? Go down. You either have to shoulder cat, or you have to go down. Okay. Yes. Let me try to fix something better. Figure out how I need to work with the eraser on this particular level and have it work. Because I thought I was doing something good. And I wasn't. I was a tool. And that's entirely my fault. Okay. Yeah. I do this like this. It does something like my world. You do that, yeah. And I realized I didn't bring it back up. And because everybody's being so quiet, I like to catch it. So there we go. Now she looks a little more. What else looks good? Also, I don't want to turn this actually right. I'm going to do on this. All this feels sometimes it's what's needed. Now, can I layer? Go. That glow? Actually, no. Well, you know, we can add the glow and then decide where the glow actually goes. Much later. That's not glow, that's demonic lens flare. Use that thing. Oh, why? That's it. All these different flavors. This glow layer just consider for the moment. Yeah, not enough. Yes, soft light gives me a little bit more wiggle room, so we're gonna have some fun with the soft light. We are definitely airbrushing, right? Soft light. They'll stack. What is this? This. Doesn't need to be perfect. I am confident. Oh yeah, definitely. But there was something I did, and I'm not good with masking layers at all. Oh, we'll go back up there. I've add a layer, multiply. Because I need to get this wrapped up. We are going to start very light. Look. Wait. Yeah, too swiftly. You know, work with some authority. Thank you. Now we're going to pull down to no. Well, here. A little bit extra. Not really. I'll leave some of the scratch because I like it, but you see. There we are. Instantly done. What? There we go. Now we're good. This. I have a sliding scale. I can control how deep I want that to look. Aren't we getting somewhere interesting? All the way up here, we're going to add another one there. Multiply. Of course, it's multiply. And we're going to add a second layer of darkness. Once I have a process, I understand it can look a little repetitive. That's almost exactly the point. Third bookmark here. But this one is definitely one that is going to be. I heard you. Be just a second. Okay, that's good. I have a parental duty I have to take care of. So I will be back in just a minute or two. We'll just stop that. We'll run. Hi, folks. We are very nearly done. Don't think I like that tone. Do I want to go to the pale yellow instead? Maybe. Maybe. Just give this a little bit. You liking this? Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah, I'm resting my wrist by using my vertical mouse because there are times where that is just required. Now, we're going to add another one. And we're going to make this blend mode probably hard light, which I know sounds a little surprising, but if I do it right, it will look kind of incredible. I'll just have to dabble with it. See if I like what's going. Nope. I'll keep it inside. Keep it contained to the actual light sources. And then what I'm going to do is I am definitely going to do this. I should be using the airbrush, not that. So we will do big eraser. Like, no, that needs to be airbrush. That needs to go. And this needs to be very fine. I need some control here. That's better. Now we're almost way down. Just a slight effect. There we go. Maybe a little bit more. Yeah, there. You know, I'm throwing lots of layers at this one. You know the jam. Ba-dum, ba-dum, bum, bum, bum. We'll just come here. I just want to really darken the edges. How are we thinking? You thinking this is good? Yeah, that's not bad. Frameable. Yes. Barely. But I think it has earned a frame layer. Okay, not bad. Old school. Yeah, the eye needs some work. The eye needs some work, and that's way down to this layer. That's okay. That is okay. Because we're going to, if I use this, I have a good deal more control. There we go. I just need to fix this up. Do a little bit like that. Get her eyes aglow again. That's not bad. That was bothering me. Yep, that's what I. Okay. Wow. When Nick's not playing around when it comes to playing with flares. And this is where I actually get to play. To go, wait a second. Say what? What's that? I'm having fun with it. I almost want to do an ink layer over it, but kind of not having the time to do so. So, what are we thinking? Are we thinking we are possibly good? Are we thinking no way in the heck are we good? What are we thinking? I'm thinking we're pretty good. So I think I'll sign off on this bad boy. Yeah, I stopped the music for the ad and haven't started it back up on yet. You guys have no mercy. Oh, I'll have to do. Go right to this layer. This is a bit of an homage to my very old style. And really, really just shamelessly not cleaning up my work. So, now that I'm here, I'm going to tell me to clean up your dang work, boy. Boy, I said boy. What else needs to clean up? I know what needs to happen. We need was that you or somebody at the door, Xander? Okay. That's how that looks on yours. Not bad. Not great, not bad. Fun little sketch. I'll say this as sketchy sketchy sept VJ. There we go. $26. Just for that. Cool. Yeah. That means I can exit this as a ping. We can save that there. I'm going to have to really reorganize. I can't find half of my stuff since that new system hit. And then I will. One place I can think to Nevermind the Furthermore today. Right up here. Thought it was over a little bit. Boom. Actually, that's 2. That's better. Come on, give me a layer. And we will export this as JPEG. Four. NTF 9426. Okay. Well, guys, it's been a really great show. I'm going to run an ad. We're going to wrap this up. And today we did, for the wrap up, we did the Smoky Mountains, kind of trying to get a vibe for what I was feeling with the passing of Dolly Parton. A bit of an homage, not to be used for anything, because that's not, one, it's not done enough, and two, it's not there, because in the middle I found out that Tim Curry passed, and that was enough for me. I have hit enough emotionally, enough people dying, enough darkness, enough people running away, enough people getting hurt. I'm done. I don't know what that means about and what I'm going to do about the fact that I'm done, but I am done. And of course, just a fun, old-fashioned, sketchy one. Just a fun, old-fashioned, sketchy one for the poop and giggles. Ah, thank you. So, with that, and the addition of, let me see if I can get them where they're at all visible to you guys. These two fine gents, one of which needs a bit of, come on, camera. There we go. A bit of support, repair, which means this guy will be very limited edition, because once I fix it, but that it has been a very busy 3 hours. Thanks again to the people who caught the unexpected art stream after dark. We had fun there. I forgot one ad to run because I always run it, and then I'll be right back. We'll call it.
Hi, this is Kat. During the school year, I'm Mrs. Rothermel, but otherwise, I'm Rock and Roll Art Goddess, writing about my past and filming the present. I need you to join my Rock and Roll Art army and to check out my merch on Zazzle.com. What started out as journal therapy is now 4 books, I see, and an Instagram account to blow off steam, becoming a book, with another to do the same. A short film for a friend. No, this is not the end. Peace, love, and let me art.
Yeah, folks, I'm all about letting you art. I want you guys to keep writing, keep creating, keep doing what you love. And because if you do, you can improve it. You can edit it. You can fix it. But you can't edit a blank page. You can't 3D print something that you never designed. Now, my next bit of skills pursuit on that front will be rendering people. I want to do my own fantasy minis. I have thousands and thousands and thousands of potential inspirations in the art I've done over the years. Let's go. But the only way I can do that is by learning, which means I have to get off the screen, fix his little bump on his booty. Well, that one will keep it because mine. And then we will go on to the next adventure. Please, 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 please support Memoirs of the Morbid, the trade. I want to get in on that. I just, right now, I am completely tapped out because we have to pay for 2 conventions. My poor wife. But beyond all that, we can just do it. So, guys, I'm going to see you all very soon. I love you. If I don't see you Friday, take care of yourselves. If I do see you Friday, it'll be a happy birthday party. I don't know what'll happen. I'm keeping the day open. I got a groove kicking up, so I'll see you guys real soon.